Today is Saturday, the 22nd of May, 2020. This is a video for users about a new CervicalSmear Mediform. The one we're using now is going to be CervicalSmear 2020. It's going to replace this one, the CervicalSmear 2018. So I'm going to call up the smear here with my Mediforms, type in CervicalSmear, and you'll find it here with the latest update of Health 1. What's the difference between this and the 2018 one? It's mainly in the patient information. There's almost no difference in the main screen here. The first page is the same. The second page is exactly the same, except the suspicious smear checkbox here is gone. And that actually is the only difference between this one and the last one, apart altogether from the patient information leaflet, which has a lot of information about the HPV. So I'm now printing the form and the patient information, and that's the first page of the patient information, and a lot of it is to do with the HPV cervical screening. It's more detailed. If I go down to the second page of the patient information, and there still is only 2 pages, and it's got all of the stuff about the HPV and a good bit about how we use your personal information. Some links to the websites that the patient may need to go to. So if you want to use this form instead of the 2018 one, you click on the Mediform box, you type in CervicalSmear, and you go to the 2020. You have to, however, edit the 2020 form to put in your own details, otherwise you will simply get no definitive doctor's names when you go here. Doctor, nurse, smear taker 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is the IMC number or professional registration number of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the person who's going to be paid, the IMC number of the payee, and this is the GMS number of the payee. So these have to be filled in again like they were with every edition of this form, in fact. I'm going to show you how to do that now. So you click on the red cross here. You don't click on the down arrow, you must go to the red cross itself if you want to edit a Mediform. You click on CervicalSmear, don't double click it. Then you click on your down arrow and say Edit Mediform, because you want to edit the form for your practice. Once the form is open to be edited, you carefully insert your own details. So if you go to the top of the form here, and you go to the second page, that's page 1, page 2, and page 3. Page 2 is the one you're interested in, where you have the doctor nurse name. If you just click very gently without moving it in the box over here on the right, do not move it, be very careful. Once you click on that box, then on the left you go up to the top in the left and you replace smear taker 1 with the name of your main smear taker. Let's say the main smear taker is Nurse Mary Murphy, and you put in the rest of them there. Then you gently click here on the nurse or doctor ID, very gently until that's highlighted with the black dots around it, and you replace the first person with their medical registration number. Let's say it's 1111, and we tend to put in brackets there MM to remind us that that's Mary Murphy's ID. The clinical responsible person, you click over here very gently again. It's very easy to move these boxes, so take your time and just click gently on it. And here you have the IMC of the payee, and you can put, say, 7895 there, the medical council number, and again very gently click on this box here just once. It takes a while for it to come up, and that's the GMS number. Let's say it's 7880 or 1, and again gently click on the telephone just once and wait for it to be highlighted, and then you put in the telephone number of the practice there. So these 1, 2, 3, 4 fields of page 2 of the Mediform need to be edited for yourselves. Then you click on this button here Save form. Don't click on this one, which means it would save it as a different form. Save the form exactly like it is. And then exit. And you can cancel it or run it if you wish. Click on the red icon again. Go to CervicalSmear 2020. Run it, and you'll see when you get to page 2 that you have your nurse and smear taker 1 and 2 here. I'm not sure what happened that, because I must have forgotten to save the first one, but this is the number, and you put the GMS number, etc. So what I had done is I forgot to save the form properly, so I've now gone back into editing it, and I see I've changed to Mary Murphy. Make that a capital M for Mary, just to be clear about it. Capital M, go down there, clinical responsible person, just gently click on it. As you can see there, one click does it. IMC number, I should put in that as 7895. Click on the box there to save that there. The doctor nurse ID, gently just click there once. I put that in. Let's go back to the other one. This one here, I'm now clicking on the clinical responsible, and it's saved. PCRS GMS number, again I'm going to put that in here as 78111, and I must click on the pencil here to make it stick. Let's just be clear. I clicked on clinical there, I got it, and I clicked on PCRS there, and it's got it. So I've got to be careful when I'm going through it that these things are, that I click on the pencil to save it there. And then when I have them all in, I need to save the form here with this blue icon again. And now when I run the form and go to the second page, you can see I have my nurse here, I have my nurses here, I have my payee here, and I have my GMS number here. And that is all the changes you need to make. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this cervical smear here on this part of the patient screen, and put the CervicalSmear 2020 in there instead. So I must edit this Mediform in order to get rid of it from there. Click on the red cross, type in CervicalSmear 2018, click here and edit the Mediform. All I'm trying to do now is get rid of it from the patient file here, the screen here. To do that, you go to the top of the form up here and you untick integrated. Integrated simply means it's integrated here. It'll come up here automatically. Unticking it, and it won't come up here automatically. Remember, if you make any changes, you have to click the blue box to save it, and you can now exit it, and you can cancel it. And if you leave the patient file and go back, I've replaced this CervicalSmear 2018 by 2020. So in the meantime, not only did I go to CervicalSmear 2018, but I went in and I edited 2020, and I made it an integrated form. When it's opening in there, I go up to the top here and ticked integrated. So now that's only if you're using this a lot and you want CervicalSmear to come up here on your patient, every patient file, as an easy way to do the CervicalSmear, so that you can simply click on this rather than going to the red cross icon to bring up your smear. Next, pick your smear taker, the payee, the smear taker's ID, the telephone number of the practice, and the GMS number or the name of the main responsible. Next, you can say smear is normal, and you go finish, and you've got your smear done. You will notice there that I didn't actually print the form, or I didn't print the patient information leaflet. I can double click on it again if I wish at any time, and physically click on this print the form, and that will print both the form and the patient information leaflet for me. And I can print that to a printer. That's the actual CervicalSmear form, and this is the information sheet for the patient. That's 2 pages of patient information, which should be given to every patient when you do a smear. That's the end of this recording. Thank you.